Set TBRs can be very hit or miss in terms of results for me. So let's just see how this one goes. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I'm going to take you through all of the books that I want to read in August, but there is a slight twist. All of the books that I am hoping to get to in August are ARCs, which is advanced reader copies. They are things that book influencers will get in the lead up to the book's publication. They'll read them and maybe try and drum up a little bit of support and a little bit of intrigue into the books. So as you can understand, the majority of the books that I'm going to be reading for August haven't been released yet and will be coming out in like the late stages of 2021. But I really want to get to them because when I requested them from NetGalley, I was so intrigued by what they were talking about, or they were books by authors I've already read and have fallen in love with, and I just cannot wait to continue my story with them. Let's see what's in store for Arcgust. Let's just roll with it, okay? First on the list is Life's a Beach by Portia McIntosh. I've read maybe 5 or 6 of Portia's other books already, and I have absolutely loved every single one of them that I've read, so I have really, really high expectations here. In this book, you're following Peach, whose little sister Di is getting married in Italy to a man named Charles, which is kind of bringing all the bad omens that kind of a pairing would bring with it. The wedding is in Italy, and Peach is the chief bridesmaid, and she is genuinely really excited to get to the Italian coast, to see the sights of Italy, and just basically to be at the wedding. But of course, the wedding doesn't go without a hitch. There are quite a few people on the guest list that Peach was hoping never to see again, and there is a whole lot of chaos brought into the wedding because of that. The next book that I'm going to read, I'm going to listen to it as an audiobook, and it is One Night Only by Catherine Walsh. This is Catherine's debut, and it's set in 2 different countries. You've got it in Ireland and you've got it in the US. In this book, you're following Sarah, whose best friend Annie is getting married in Ireland. Her husband-to-be is Irish, and she's getting married in his hometown. It then transpires that the best man is the guy that Sarah last hooked up with, last saw him when he was leaving her apartment as she was getting ready to go out to Ireland. And she doesn't really do commitment. She doesn't do relationships. She's had her heart broken before and she is now just commitment free. When they go back to New York, Sarah and Declan's paths just cannot stop crossing. Is she going to have to put her one night only plan aside and see where this goes with Declan? Another audiobook that I'm going to listen to is The Dating Playbook by Farah Roshan. This is the second book in the Boyfriend Project series, but I would say that it's more like a companion novel than it is a continuation of the first book. In this book, you're following Taylor, who is one of the side characters from the first book. And she's working as a personal trainer, but things aren't particularly going very well for her financially. She's kind of struggling to make her rent. She's not really got a lot of money left at the end of the month. Things start to pick up when Jamal, who wants to go back into the NFL, hires her as his personal trainer, but they are accidentally outed as dating and they just decide to roll with it because why the hell not? Another author whose novels I have read and loved recently is Sandy Barker, and her upcoming book is called The Dating Game. Here you have a journalist called Abby who has been watching a show called The Stag, which is kind of like a dating show. And she's been doing some really hilarious wrap-ups and catch-ups about it, like you would see people doing for like Love Island and things like that. And it catches the eyes of the producers and they hire her. Not to do official catch-ups and not to do like an official wrap-up, but to actually be on the show. So Abby heads off for Sydney, which is where the show is filmed and located. And she catches the eye of one of the producers. But is that going to form a little bit of a problem when she's one of the contestants on the show? Another book that's on the list is The Beach Reads Book Club by Catherine Freeman. I've read a couple of Catherine's books before, but it was honestly the blurb of this one that really caught me into it. Here you've got Lottie, who has been thrown out of her book club for not really reading the book and causing a little bit too much chaos. So she decides to go rogue and create her own with a lot of gin and a lot of cake and not really so much discussing the book that they've been reading. She heads out to find somewhere that she's going to host all of these meetings, and she picks out the cafe that's located in the town that she lives in. But she also starts to catch the eye of the owner of the cafe, and as the meetings for the book club start to heat up, so does a little relationship between the two of them. Another book that I would really love to get to in August is TheRehearsals by Annette Christie. This one really caught my eye because it is a kind of a time travel, time loop book, and I am so into those at the moment. Megan and Tom, it's the night before their wedding, and they're at their rehearsal dinner, and things start going spectacularly wrong, to the point where they are considering calling off the wedding altogether. They go to bed and wake up the next morning right back at the night before. So everything is starting to play out again. And I love seeing books where you are watching the same scene happen again, but with slight little differences in this time. Maybe something is changed in like how their reactions are or who they're talking to. And I love that kind of butterfly effect of what would happen if things were different in this situation. Those are all of the books that I am hoping to get to in August. Have you liked the sound of any of those, or have you been able to read any of them before they've come out? Tell me which one you think I should start with. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.